This is the future.
Before we start this video, I would like to suggest that you stick until the end since I will be giving away a Gara Prime access. The giveaway is the top tier, which is the Mass Vitrify pack that holds all there is to obtain from this Gara Prime update. So, stick around as I will tell you the mechanics on how to join later, and I hope that you find this video informative. Get a hold of this glistening magnificent Gara Prime is undoubtedly one of the best looking Prime Warframes after Inaro's Prime in my opinion. It's a must-have Prime Warframe, and you can own your very own Glass Prime through farming its parts from these relics. The blueprint can be found in Axxi G6. The chassis is on Lith K6, the neuroptics is on Meso P5, while the system is on Neo A5. If you are having trouble farming these relics, then take out that credit card and milk Digital Extremes with some cash. I'm just kidding. We don't want to do that here, as it's pretty easy to farm these relics. In fact, you can have them all if you have enough faction points, as you can acquire them on relic packs. But if you don't have any, then the best way is to farm them in either the Disruption mission in Apollo, or in the Capture and Sabotage missions in the Void. I will link the guide video for relic farming down below, but for now, let's focus on making your Gara Prime nasty, in a sense that it can dish out 141 million damage or even more, plus become unkillable. So first, there's no notable difference between Gara and its normal version. Gara Prime has a slight increase in armor and health, but that's all. Well, Gara Prime is better looking in my opinion. But in terms of abilities and how I usually build her, there's no difference. For those who are looking to max rank their Gara Prime fast, then there is a solo method in normal star chart Telsto Saturn that allows you to level up any Warframe solo in just 5 minutes or less. However, you will need the Kuva Brahma and the Silence Subsume on Gara's first ability. The first build you should follow when leveling your rank 0 Gara should look like this, only if you will do the solo leveling method. Just go with high range, plus Prime Sure-Footed, then add the Savage Silence mod. If you want a detailed guide on how to max rank your Warframe fast solo, then I also included the link at the pinned comment below. Now, let's talk about builds and combos. So we all know how powerful Gara is, and in my recent video, I actually managed to pull off a 141 million Splinter Storm damage stack. You might think that it would take hours to get this kind of damage stack, but actually, you can gain 500,000 damage stack per break. Okay, in case you are new and don't know the mechanics of Gara, just remember this: you can maintain your Splinter Storm, or renew its duration to be exact, by casting her Mass Vitrify ability. Also, you can increase the damage stack of your Splinter Storm by simply destroying your Mass Vitrify. But you should be outside Mass Vitrify while holding the Shattered Lash ability key to destroy your wall of glass. Doing this when you can increase the damage stack of Splinter Storm until it reaches a crazy amount, like what I have done in my previous video. In terms of limitation, well, as far as I can tell, there is no limitation to how much damage stack you can get from Splinter Storm. This is why Gara is one of those Warframes that can easily kill level 1000, or even level 9999 enemies. When you got plenty of stack, it's like you are the boss, and the boss music plays when you are walking in the room. But there are several things that you should know about damage stacking with Splinter Storm. First of all, combo counter increases the damage of Shattered Lash, which contributes to how much damage stack you provide in your Splinter Storm. Secondly, proper modding is required, since not all melee mods can affect the amount of damage stack you provide in your Splinter Storm. It is worthless to add mods like Weeping Wounds or even Blood Rush to increase its status chance and critical chance respectively, since Shattered Lash has a base stats of 0% critical chance, 0% status chance, and a measly 1x critical damage multiplier. So basically, what you need to do is mod it for damage first, then elemental mods and physical mods if you can still put it in your melee build. Speaking of melee, others would find using shield and swords like the Silver and Aegis Prime beneficial for them, since it also has a block feature which mitigates 90% of incoming damage. While it's a good option, but I rarely need more survivability in my Gara Prime combo. We will talk about that later, but for now, let's focus on the melee weapon. In my case, I'm using my usual stat stick, the Jaw Sword. Like always, I have chosen this melee weapon since it has a high Riven disposition, and it got the Blade of Truth augment, which adds more melee damage to Shattered Lash. In terms of build, I go with damage mods like Primed Pressure Point, Spoiled Strike, and the Blade of Truth augment. Then, I added elemental mods like Primed Fever Strike, Shocking Touch, and Molten Impact. And lastly, I added Buzzkill for more damage. In terms of my Riven, Shattered Lash can only benefit from its damage stats, but I don't advise you to pursue a Riven which is only intended for Gara. If you have an extra Jaw Sword Riven, then go on. If you don't, then stick with critical and damage stats, since it would make your Jaw Sword Riven universally good for other Warframes like Atlas and Korra. After you have the right mods for Shattered Lash, let's proceed to more ways to further increase the damage of this ability. In addition to the right melee mods, damage boosting abilities like Mirage Eclipse can also increase Shattered Lash damage and give more damage stack to your Splinter Storm. This is one of the most staple things that you should add to your Gara Prime. If you are looking for a tank and DPS build, then you should focus mainly on her Splinter Storm, and with that, you should try replacing Spectro Rage with Mirage Eclipse ability using the Helminth system. With proper modding, plus 12 times combo multiplier, you can gain an average of 100k to 150k damage stack per break. While it can go beyond 400k to 500k, and sometimes, I can hit 700k damage stack per hit when Eclipse is active. You might get hesitant in subsuming Eclipse for Gara since you may think that the damage buff is unreliable, but Digital Extremes has made several fixes to their lighting system. Once your Warframe gets shined by any source of light, even if the room is kind of dark, you will receive the damage buff instead of the damage reduction buff. And based on experience, I didn't run into any problem using the damage buff of Mirage for this Gara damage stacking method. So now that you know how to mod your melee weapon and what ability should you add to gain more damage stack, let us move on to maintaining your combo counter with the proper Gara Prime build. First of all, I'm using the Nariman Power Spike so that my combo counter won't be drained once the duration expires. As you have seen earlier, I did not use any combo duration mod in my Jaw Sword build and I just maximized damage for Shattered Lash. So, Squad Leader, how do you able to build and maintain your combo counter then? Like I've said, I'm using Nariman Power Spike to maintain it, while I'm heavily relying on the Reflex Guard mod to build up my combo counter to max level. One of the biggest problems you will encounter sometimes with Gara is building your combo counter to increase the damage stack, especially when you are facing enemies with nullifier bubbles. You don't want to end up being too close to them since your Splinter Storm will disappear. With Reflex Guard, you can just simply block enemy attacks and gain combo counter in return. This is the build I was using to create that 141 million damage stack with my Gara. If you don't mind the increase in Forma, then you can also add another power strength mod in the Exilus mod slot to further boost Shattered Lash and Eclipse. You see, I'm not just suggesting power strength for the damage stack build up, but Shattered Lash can be used to kill high level enemies easily. With this build, plus 12 times combo multiplier while Eclipse damage buff is active, you can easily one-shot high-level enemies with your first ability. Now, let's talk about her survivability. Despite the unlimited amount of damage that Gara can deal with Splinter Storm, she is still limited when it comes to survivability. You will need the help of adaptation to somehow make the 90% damage reduction of Splinter Storm effective. Also, I added Arcane Aegis in my build to help out for Gara's survivability. Because of this, I need to rely on Arcane Energize solely for energy restore, which is not a problem since enemies die easily with Splinter Storm and some of them drop energy orbs. In times wherein I think that I will run out of energy, I just pop an energy pizza to solve my problem in endurance runs. To add another layer of survivability, I added the Mega Salivate Arcane on my operator to heal my Gara, and I am also using the Panzer Volfapilla with its Smarter Symbiosis mod to act as a safety net. This pet is undying anyway because of its Panzer Devolution mod, so you can always rely on it in long endurance runs. So that's all of it for the Gara Prime build and combo. As I promised earlier, I will be giving away a top tier Gara Prime access. To enter the giveaway, simply click the link I have provided in the pinned comment below. Take note that this giveaway is open to all platforms and I will announce the winner in one of my videos and I will contact him or her directly via email. So good luck to you all and I hope that you have enjoyed watching the video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.
Evolution. This is the future.